Hello. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Alright, so 2 things we're going to talk about. The first one's pretty short. We're doing a name change. 30 of you, 15 of which have probably just quit YouTube by now and ghosted, may remember before we were Sacksworn, we were called TeamSnowRabbit. And since link rules kind of made Lightsworn not fun anymore for me, Minerva's not a prize card anymore, so that's not very exclusive. And the Twilight Sworns are just genuinely bad. I don't even play them anymore, and I even got rid of the recharges. So we're swapping back to Team SnowRabbit because it's our favorite hand trap. Woo!
Good hand trap.
So, that's step 1. We're going to change that name as soon as I figure out how to do it on my phone. And then the main video topic today is, second prop, we're going to talk about why Kozmos is really, really bad right now. And the deck in general, I guess, a little bit, but that's not really the main part of the topic. So, yeah, Kozmos, up until now, has been a pretty solid tier 2-ish option, kind of since it came out. I mean, there were the Fire Kings, and you could do the planet build if you were bad, and the fact they were non-targetable was relevant, but suddenly it's not. Say something.
People have tried to revive it. They've tried Metal Foes. That was a stupid idea.
True Draco.
They've tried, the True Draco. They've tried True Kings. True Draco and True Kings literally just add more bricks to the deck, which is why you can't play Rogue in general and hope to get top 8. I mean, the deck plays too many Garnets because it has to play, like, Dark Lady and...
floaty shit.
Yeah. Being able to not play 3 Dark Destroyer or having to rely on the unsearchable Mojo. It's not searchable. Tin Can doesn't count.
You could town it, but you don't want to have to. And like detailing being at 1 makes the deck way too normal summon reliant. But like, and all these things are kind of, and there's no like one card anything. I mean, Tin Can kind of is, but it's at the end phase, and you can't really extend your plays during your turn. If you could do it like during your main phase and get a Destroyer or something, and tag out, pop the Destroyer, Strawman, revive the Destroyer, and do some fun stuff with that, you could be going somewhere. But it just doesn't. One of the main things that kind of hurts it is, well, there's a few main things, and these are more for today's format, which is why the deck could come back. There's the unfortunate $70 reality of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which, like, against most decks, like, let's say you open 2 Ash. I mean, that's, like, not bad, but, you know, you're only going to be able to use 1, because maybe you're going second, they're going to play, you're going to Ash, like, Terraforming or whatever, and then during your turn, you just kind of got the other one. I mean, you can use it during their next turn. You're not that mad at it because you drew 2 of the card you paid a kidney for. But against Kozmos, you can stop their floats. You can stop Tin Can for 2 different reasons, and you can negate like town searches, everything. Ash on your turn makes Regeki into a fantastically good card. When before people would side out Regeki against Kozmos because they just floated from Dark Destroyer to 200 point weaker Dark Destroyer, and it was just worse. But thanks to Ash, every single effect of Ash just absolutely bodies the deck. And it's a 3-0.
And a lot of people are going more into the Kaiju route because of Sleeper. So since the best deck is playing like a Towers-esque card, and all these other Tower-esque cards, people are already trying to like play outs to Tower-esque cards. So that means a lot of things aren't targeting. Like we have Ignister. We have freaking True Dracos can sometimes just beat over it. If they aren't immune to spells.
Borreload sends, Ningirsu sends, and Crystal Wing just gains a bajillion. Well, Wind Witch Crystal Wing. Regular Crystal Wing's irrelevant. But Wind Witch Crystal Wing can't be destroyed by the Destroyer, and it just beats overall.
And one of the bad things about Kozmos is because it's such a big deck and there's so many cards in the deck, you can't like splash anything in there. Like nothing works well with mixing with Kozmos.
The True Draco thing, it puts in a lot of like high level monsters, which Kozmos' biggest issue was already breaking into like nothing but ships. So it kind of just exacerbates that issue. And the deck is super normal summon reliant, which just kind of hurts putting anything in.
Mm-hmm. Like invokes make no sense. Spellbooks don't do anything. Like Metal Foes just seem stupid.
Rick.
Yeah, that sounds so bad. True Kings sounds like there's not even a Lithosagrum, so I don't even know where that's going. You have to have 2 of the same one.
You have to have 2 ships to blow up.
Oh no, it has to kill some of the same attributes.
Oh yeah, it has to kill one of the same attributes.
So you have to have like 2 of the water.
You have to play diagram, and like you blow up a ship in hand. But if you don't open a ship, the diagram's bad. And the ships, there's no like one card that searches them until you're in phase. And then one big issue that we probably should have mentioned at the beginning, town being what it was, like no one would pop it because it would search another town or whatever. People are playing Cosmic Cyclone right now, which means your town gets banished. And it also means people are playing back row destruction in general, so they're also going to hit your back rows anyway. It's just bad. Like, town was like the best field spell ever, but since it searches when it's destroyed and everybody's banishing, it just kind of hurts. Also, the Pendulum Trap can send, and Ningirsu can send, and everybody can send.
And then you just go, oh yeah, I'll use my town effect. There's go, Droll and Lockbird, you will not use your tin can today.
Droll and Lock, yeah, you stop the town mulligans and it's over.
Yeah, and then you can't. You have to play Allures because you can't brick. You have to play Desires because if you don't have the cards in your hand in your first place, banishing them doesn't matter. You're gonna lose anyway.
It's a bizarre deck that both needs the draw power of Desires and at the same time absolutely can't play Desires because it only has the one Destroyer. And if you lose the Destroyer, you lose. But if you can't get the Destroyer, you lose. So you just lose. Mm-hmm. And it's a really fun deck. I love Kozmo.
The deck really needs a 1-card Omega. Like, if it could make Omega, but it can't play zombies because those take normal summons. So the deck's just in a really hard position.
The problem is, like, the logical thing that would happen, because, things get legacy support, would be, like, they get a Link monster, but they're never going to summon that. And they can't get a Searcher, because, like, let's say they had a Stratos, and it was, like, it would have to be a pilot. If you normal a pilot and search a ship, you can immediately take that pilot out and summon the ship, and then it would be overpowered, and Konami's not dumb enough to make that. So, you'd have to have a normal summon that isn't a pilot and searches a ship, or a pilot, but then you can't tag it out, and you've used your normal summon. So, there's really, it's just kind of caught. There's nothing you can do. And I doubt they would ever just give Kozmo a Rhoda. So, all of its paths to good legacy support are already shut off. Its best hope is to get E-Tellies back, which probably isn't going to happen. Planet's bad.
Everyone. And
it's
even,
bad.
Like, there's nothing, like, I can't think of a hand trap that's just bad against the deck. Like, you think, oh, they don't want to ogre the town. Okay, I'll ogre your tin can. If you don't, you better have the ship.
You have to tag out, and you can ogre, like, freaking everything, or some things. Ash does everything. Max C can stop you from going off, like with some of those first turn destroyer combos that end with 2 pilots, one of them being tin can. Ash shuts that off, which was at a point very irrelevant because you only had the 4 tin can, 3 tin can, and E-Telly. And even when you throw in 1 for 1, you're starting to neg 1 to get to your tin can that will absolutely be ashed because everyone else is better at Yu-Gi-Oh than you because you're playing Kozmo and they're gonna have the ash. So even then, tin can's only a 1 in 3. Like, up until now, we've been discussing tin can as if it would just search a card, but it searches 3 cards with different names that you get at random. So you're like, most of your hands will end up with you like going E-Telly, tin can, or no, normal summon tin can. You set like torrential and strike. I don't know, just some traps. And then at the end phase, you set your tin can off, and you're gonna get like Eclipser, Slip, and Forerunner, and you end on a Forerunner. Like, so.
Any deck that has to play Call of the Haunted sucks.
Oh yeah, you have to play Call of the Haunted, which can be
so slow.
Is a lot of potential brickage.
Like, if the deck had a way of like, even if the deck had its own personal Monster Reborn, it wouldn't be that good.
It would have to be a quick play. That's the only thing.
They need a quick play Monster Reborn that didn't stay on the field.
Yeah, it's just like. The other thing being, Call of the Haunted has to be destroyed to destroy its target, and it's banished. Like, it doesn't destroy its target, but it's actually bad. You kind of want to float down. It's kind of something. But, like, the deck is... It's not even that it's been crept. Half of it's just because it's bad in today's format, but, like...
It could come back.
It could absolutely come back.
There
will one day be a format where having a huge untargetable man is just... really, really good again.
Yeah, it's just right now everything's just like I don't care. I have an out. Like Spiral, they're just gonna go first, or they're gonna have a hand trap. Like if they can't target with Sleeper, but oh well, you weren't gonna get that far anyway.
That's all you have is that they can't target with Sleeper.
And you probably weren't getting that far anyway if you're playing in Spiral.
Not like you can target them either. You can't pop him. But the other thing is, like, for the deck to come back, two things need to happen. One of them probably will, and one of them's a little more iffy. Cosmic Cyclone needs to be cycled out of the meta. Also, this deck can't play Cosmic Cyclone because it needs to use MST or Twin Twister instead because it needs to be able to pop its own field spell if necessary. But either Cosmic Cyclone has to be kind of removed from the meta, which could totally happen. Pendulum Magicians could just kind of die out, which they, God willing, that Link monster will just, I don't know, never come out here. It'll be banned before it releases because it's really unfair. And then Pendulum Magicians will get crept away. And, maybe True Dracos will finally leave forever. And nobody will... Putting in Cyclone to banish Trickstar Reincarnation's stupid. Don't do that. You're paying life points and they're going to chain it and then you're going to lose. If Cyclone leaves the meta, which one day it probably will, then Cosmo gets a bit better because their town's not destroyable. But the main issue is still Ash, which the deck has way more trouble on than most decks. And unless it gets hit, I don't see it leaving the meta for a good while. Because, and when you get down to it, the general concept behind the hand trap meta is that you can use traps going second, which makes, I think it's healthier to interact a little more in some senses. But, is there really a cause for hand trap meta to go away? I mean, the concept is there. Equip spells stopped being good at one point. Mm-hmm. They were kind of never good, but...
I mean, for hand traps to be, obsolete, we'd have to get, if there was ever just a format where the monsters just didn't care, if field spells were ever bad, Ash would just not be as good. If there was ever a format where all the top decks just didn't care about field spells, Ash is just, not a 3-of anymore.
We have to enter a point where decks both all don't search much or draw, which draw and lock is also part of this, and they don't have field spells. And I don't know, I mean, Ash negates, an eighth of every card, so, of all cards, so, is there ever going to be a time when a card like that is bad?
I mean, if it's on the ban.
Unless it goes on the ban list, which I guess is Cosmo's best hope, and honestly, roguey, Cosmo-y players in general, their best hope would be for a hand trap to get fucking bodied, and then...
Not Ghost River, yeah.
Konami, not Ghost River, that's going to be our new mascot, hooray. If you have any ideas for names, though, I mean, you can drop them in the comments, that'd be kind of cool. I kind of... Team Moist. We'll make it an acronym. I can't think of anything that Moist is an acronym for, but we'll figure it out. Men ovulating in stressed testicle. Moist. The Moist crew. But, we have to enter a point where either Ash is obsolete, which, as it sits, just the way Yu-Gi-Oh's been structured, not just for this past format, but for years. I mean, it would have been good against Pantheism. It would have been good against, Cosmo at that time. Pepe!
Monkey board. Oh, I'll ash that.
I'll ash that. That'd be good.
Damn. Normal Skull Cravat Joker to search my one monkey board. Okay.
Demise.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Desires all the time. Union Hanger. Thinking back in past formats, Ash would have been good in all of it. It's not like it's a card that's only good right now in this little blip. So it's kind of a special thing. And think about the precedent it sets for future hand traps. We'll get another Ghost Girl at some point, and hand traps will stay, hand trappy. That was creepy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, can Cosmo be good again? Oh, and evenly matched. That's unfortunate.
That's fine.
Because you're going to lose one of your two ships. If you have two of them or you have a bunch of back row, you're going to lose it.
It's okay. You were always somehow making Infinity first turn.
We had Infinity first turn.
Somehow.
I do have the... If you look back on the channel, there's a combo for it. You need an unsearchable one of and 3 other cards. But
is it Soul Charge?
No, it's E-Telly.
Oh.
It's just not... You're just not going to do it. And if you can either make the Infinity or you can get 3 searches or something, so don't make the Infinity. You better be that scared of evenly matched. You open up every floodgate. And they still don't have a board wiper, a kaiju, or anything. But yeah, evenly matched is a problem too because you can't set a bunch of back rows. It gets rid of your calls, which is a good chain, but like they're just gonna get rid of the thing called summons. So
Yeah.
would you rather be in your grave or you're banished?
Face down banished.
Face down banished.
Face up wouldn't be that bad.
So yeah, the Kozmos is extra bad because of the bosses right now, but it's bad because of the conceptual direction Yu-Gi-Oh's taken. The Yu-Gi-Oh forehead philosophy, if you will. The diddle quotient.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you only have one Dark Destroyer.
Yeah. If Destroyer we can establish now. I don't think Destroyer will ever come back to 3. In a world where Tribe is banned and Sin Mighty is banned,
and Ratted Sinister Serpent,
and Gust Kraken's at 1, Hawk's at 1.
Compulse is at 1.
I want this. Got another prop. I want this deck back to full power. One E-Telly. Fuck you, Cosmo. One bottomless. There's a lot of these.
One Book of Moon.
One. I think we already said Compulse.
Yeah.
Stupid. So I think it's safe to say that we're never going to see Destroyer to 3. And E-Telly probably won't come to 3 for multiple reasons. Because it probably shouldn't be. It should probably stay at 1. So yeah, like, I mean, if Darkfur came to 3, it's obviously an unfair card. Like if Kyrian just randomly came to 3, who is still banned, it just cracks me up.
I miss Kyrian.
It's an ugly card.
It
looks like Stiletto wearing Patrick from the SpongeBob movie. Look at its like fishnet thing.
I didn't need that image.
Yes, you did. It's like a horse prostitute thing. It's just weird. It's only a rare. Yeah. So like it seems like Cosmo's only paths back are, I mean, of course the meta right now will end. Borload will go away, be less relevant at some point. Ningirsu will, and Crystal Wing will, or something. That'll happen. And Cosmic Cyclone, I'm sure we all know will eventually cycle out, because there'll just be nothing to banish. But will the hand trap idea of Yu-Gi-Oh stay? Will they ban it? Will they get a card back? And will like the underlying concepts of how people should play Yu-Gi-Oh that undermine the way Cosmo plays eventually just kind of shift in another direction? Or if and when they do shift, will it be too late for Cosmo to actually be good again? Will it have actually been legitimately completely correct? Is, I guess, the question.
Probably.
Hope not. Love Cosmo. Probably.
We need some other way. Like, we need, like a spell card version of Mind Drain. Or a walking Mind Drain. Or something that's not a slow card like Mind Drain.
God, Mind Drain's bad.
It's so slow. Like, you want to play... If you're going first, you have no way of activating Mind Drain, and that's the only time the hand traps are super relevant, is when you're going first, and they're like, Ash, like, oh, I have Mind Drain. Oh, I'm going first.
Yeah. I guess, God, that's bad. I guess that's another option. Hand traps could get something that weakens it. No, Gamma doesn't weaken it. Not for Cosmo, anyway. Normal tin can, you're like, I have Gamma. You're like, you have a monster. You Drew Driver. Because you suck. Can it be someone from the hand? I think it can, actually.
It can.
You're still bad, though.
It's still really bad.
Still bad. You drew it. You drew 2 Gammas in that.
It's like when you drew the Rat Pier in Zoo format.
I guess the overall question here for you to drop in the comments or in an angry email or in a death letter or
We don't have our email.
Do you want our email? Or, to sneak in our house and brand on us Cosmo's bad right now. I don't think there's any question in that. Yeah. Will Cosmo be good again as a rogue option? I don't want to see it being meta, but maybe they'll get like, I don't know, darker destroyer. Will Cosmo come back? Will hand trap, like, will the philosophy of the hand trap meta, not this current meta, but the idea of how you should play interaction cards, will it ever shift in Cosmo's favor? And do you think they'll get a destroyer back? I don't. I like one. I like 2 back, actually. But yeah, I guess those are some questions worth answering or whatever. Please leave it in the comment below. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Cosmos Farmboy's got some thick thighs.